Well, thanks for visiting us at arclatexhomepage.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces with your 10 a.m. advisory update on Hurricane Delta, which is still expected to bring some impacts to the region late tomorrow and into early Saturday. So I think the main change with this upgrade is the timing has been pushed back just a little bit. So they're expecting kind of a later landfall at this point, maybe by an hour or two. So for the Arclatex, it means the worst of the weather probably will get here tomorrow evening, especially in Louisiana, and may continue through about midnight or so before the storm pushes up into Arkansas and then away from the region. So with the update, winds now up to 105 miles per hour, and you can see Delta really kind of expanding in size here over the last 24 hours. So like Hurricane Laura, the impacts will extend far from the center just due to the sheer size of this storm, which is why we'll still tap into some high wind as well as some heavy rain here in the Arclatex, even though the forecast track is starting to pull away from us. But you can see here with the 10 a.m. update that they have pushed landfall likely late tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow evening, fairly close to the Lake Charles area. And actually with this track, with the 10 a.m. update, it's bumped just a little bit to the east. So again, we expect this storm will get caught up in the jet stream as it moves inland and kind of get carried away from the Arclatex pretty quickly here, but we will be dealing with some of those impacts into your Friday night as well as Saturday morning. It will likely weaken into a tropical storm by the time it reaches some of our parishes here south of Interstate 20. So again, the look at the National Hurricane Center, this is their forecast wind probabilities. So anywhere you see the green, the yellow, the red, that kind of indicates where we're more likely to see some tropical storm force winds, which are 40 miles per hour or more. And those would be the kind of winds that could uproot some trees, cause some power line damage. So if we do see any power outages with this system late Friday, it may be across Sabine, Natchitoches, Red River, up into DeSoto and Bienville parishes. Right now, Shreveport, we're kind of on the line, but I would expect our winds here tomorrow be a sustained maybe 20 miles per hour late in the day, and we may catch some 30 mile per hour wind gusts and even lower in Texarkana. So for most of us, this is just going to be kind of a rainy and breezy evening and overnight as we head into your Saturday morning. But again, we'll tap into the potential for some significant weather there south of Interstate 20. We could see some adjustments to this just depending on the track update later this afternoon. Again, the next full advisory will be at 4 p.m. There should be an intermediate advisory at 1, but right now we do have Sabine as well as Natchitoches parishes in a tropical storm watch. Just means conditions will be favorable there to see some of those high winds and obviously some potential power outages. And in addition to that, we have a flash flood watch for those same locations because we do expect to see good 4 to 6 inches of rain down there on Toledo Bend. Shreveport, we're now in that 2 to 4 inch corridor, and it looks like Texarkana still looks like you're right on the line where you could see between 1 to 2 inches. Same thing for Marshall as well as Jefferson and everywhere in the green, which is a good chunk of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. We will likely receive less than an inch of rain. So there's a look at the flash flood watch. Again, we could see some adjustments to that in the next 24 hours. So I just urge everybody to check back for updates the rest of the day today as well as tomorrow. But this is kind of how the next few days will play out. Some of you have already seen some rain today. We do have some additional kind of those outer bands of this tropical system, which will be moving into the Arclatex today. So these are just Delta's outer bands. This isn't going to be anything significant as far as any kind of severe weather or heavy rain today. But as we move into your Friday, if you have early morning plans, honestly, we should be just fine out there. I think the morning commute's looking to be in pretty good shape, but it does look like we'll start to see an uptick in the rain during the afternoon and evening. And there's a look at Robin's Toyota FutureCast here, which is starting to bring the worst of the weather in maybe just after sunset south of Interstate 20. So that's where we've kind of adjusted that timing rather than seeing the onset of the worst conditions in the afternoon. It may in fact be in the evening and overnight hours. But notice how that storm pulls away from us very quickly. So once we get past midnight, we'll really see the weather start to, I think, improve south of I-20, and we should have any significant weather out of the Arclatex by sunrise on Saturday. And if you do have some outdoor plans on Saturday, should be just fine. We may see some of these trailing rain bands try to set up across the region, but the way things are looking for us right now, we should start to see improving conditions through Saturday afternoon and plenty of sun coming back for us on Sunday. So we'll salvage a pretty decent weekend here, and it will be a warm and humid end to the weekend and start to next week before another cold front cools us down next Tuesday and Wednesday. But again, we will see some of those hurricane and tropical storm-like impacts late Friday into early Saturday morning. Of course, we'll keep you updated through the day today as well as through the day tomorrow.